Hey guys, so this is Colin here, and this week I went to a Reptile Expo, as you see right now, and it was really awesome. It was really busy, and because I had a camera and I felt weird because everyone was staring at me, I couldn't really budge in there to see the really cool stuff, but you guys can see a pretty good portion of it as I walk around here. There's a few stands open like this one right here that were really cool. Yeah, it was a really busy expo. There were a lot of bearded dragons there, a lot of leatherback things. They were really cool to see. This right here is probably the biggest stand for ball pythons. So it wasn't that big of an expo really, but there was some cool stuff there. That kingpin right there is what I'm going to hopefully be making, so that was the first I've actually seen in person. There's a lot of carpet pythons there too, which was really cool because I don't get to see many carpet pythons, especially around here. That was the littlest stand there. I thought it was kind of funny because I hope next year I'm going to have a table, and I hope that's not what I look like with just a few little tubs. And of course there's always the big supply table along the backside. And the local news team was there, and they were videoing it for the news that night, which was really cool. So I'd get a video of them putting that up for the news. This was probably the most exotic morph ball pythons. They had the coolest morphs. There were some cool things at this stand, like the centipede there. There were also a lot of berms at this table, which was really cool. Berms and retics I don't get to see much, so I always got to check them out and hold some of the big guys. That's always fun because I don't have any big snakes. There's also hedgehogs there, which was kind of ironic because mammals at a reptile show is kind of weird to me. A lot of insects too, which is cool. I mean, I can see why you take insects there. It's pretty related, but the hedgehogs, I don't know. A lot of leopard geckos at this table. It was cool. There was a lizard up on the light. I don't think anyone noticed but me. A few more retics down at the end. Really cool stuff. This was the photo op where you could take pictures with the tortoise or a tegu or a berm, or pretty much anything you wanted at the expo. This is the dart frog table and more exotic things like the chameleons and stuff, but they had a lot of dart frogs. Another ball python table, which is my favorites, of course. They had some cool stuff. That's the first calico I've ever seen in my life in person, so that was interesting. My favorite animal at the show probably was that pastel pied right there. It just blew my mind how pretty they are. And here is a little more close-up of the really cool stuff. That xanthic bumblebee was just insane. It was so awesome. That was probably one of my favorites next to that pastel pied. And of course you can't go wrong with having a bunch of little chameleons. Those are really cool.